Hello the beautiful people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Shiweva and I'm back with another exciting video. Today I am going to tell you guys about a specific story that I feel it was a really it was a painful experience, but not like excruciating a pain. Just to say that moment I really felt like this I would need to share with people out there. Alright, a lot of us are asked, are Chinese people racist? Is there racism in China? All these type of questions. This video is not about answering that question. However, I'm gonna share with you one experience. So one day I went out with my friends and we went to like a mall just to window shop and check around how are things. You know, China has good sales and you can go shopping and all these good things, and I love indulging in that and just getting that time to go out and explore, because the place has so many beautiful places, things that you can explore, things that you can experience. And on this specific day I went out. So that was online because Nanjing, in the city where I am, it's in Nanjing, and there are so many metro lines. Okay, so there are like about 1 to 10 metro stations or metro lines, and this day I was on line 2, and line 2 is like one of the oldest, or maybe even the first line train stations, metro stations in Nanjing, and we usually use it, and it connects a lot of interesting places, and it also connects a lot of famous places. So I was in this famous place called Olympic Stadium, and Olympic Stadium is where they have a very nice stadium where they do a lot of international sport events and all that type of thing. So I was coming from that place, and then I got into this metro station, and I'm like, okay, I got into the metro station just minding my business. But the funny thing is, I was carrying one backpack, and I had some books inside, because when I went out, like, okay, we planned to go window shopping and also sit down somewhere and just write down some stories and read some books. So I was having my backpack, and I'm like, okay, fine, me carrying myself, just walking, minding my business, and I was even maybe on my phone. And everyone is doing the same thing in the metro, because in the metro, people are usually using their phones, they are all usually reading books, they are usually maybe chatting, but really chatting, because it's a lot of strangers in the metro station, in the metro. So for me, I was also just minding my business as usual, right? As usual. So as I get on the metro station, I was like, okay, on my phone, and then I realized, I walked inside, because in the cabin where I got, there was no space for sitting, and I walked inside to see if there are any places where I could sit down. I walked in front and checked around, there was not really any space, and then I found this space with two people, with maybe a seat of 6 people, but there was one seat that was empty. And on the side, there was a lady who was on her phone, and on the other side, there was a guy who was on his phone. And they were all like looking into their phones, not minding anyone's business. All right. Okay, and then you'll be like, Rose, please get to the point. I'm getting to the point. Just patience, calm down. All right. So, and then I sat down with my backpack now, and then I put it on my lap. And then I was now like using my phone. I really tried to keep everything on my own. You know, I was just like minding my business and not really trying to be a problematic citizen. So I just sat down and like, okay, let me just mind my business as well. The lady on the left, on my side, checking her phone, and the guy on the side, they didn't even check up like this. No, the lady was still like this, and the guy was still like this. And then me, I'm like, okay, fine. Everyone is minding their business. I'm not gonna say hello because I don't know these people. So let me just sit down as a black girl in front, in between some local people. Local people, I live in China, by the way. So guys, it was at this point when I sat down, the lady has not even tilted her head or lifted up her head. Maybe it's the way, I would say it's the way I sat in that seat, because I was tired. I just sat like that. Maybe I disturbed her peace. Maybe this girl was in her feelings and she just didn't feel good. Maybe. I'm just saying maybe, because I didn't talk to her. Give me a moment as I say this story again in my head. I was like, okay, I peacefully sat down. I didn't even cause any commotion. And at this point, when she didn't even put up her head to see, but I guess she looked in the side. She was like, and then I'm like, I was just looking in front. I didn't even check her side. The next thing I saw is she just left. She left the whole cabin to go to the other side of the cabin of the metro. And I'm like, lady, where are you going? When she just stood up, guys, when she just stood up, my heart sank. Do you know why my heart sank? This is not the first time I'm experiencing this. This is like a lot of foreigners in China would tell you the same thing. But at this point, it was really it got into my feelings, it broke my heart, and I was like, she's standing up going to another cabin. The African in me, not like to say Africans like arguments or something like that, but the girl in me was trying to say, I need to stand up as well and follow this lady. So she left the whole cabin just to go to the other side, and then I was seeing her the other side of the metro, and in me, when I was sitting down and looking at her walking away from me and leaving one seat here empty to go on the other side of the cabin to stand, not sitting down, I quickly ran to racism. I was like, this is the point. I'm gonna teach this lady that racism is evident through people's action. You get? So I'm like, why are you guys, at this moment I really felt like confronting this lady to tell her that, why are you standing up? Why are you moving away? Is it because I am black? Why are you like, why? I had that question so loud in my head, and in this moment I was really like, I wanted to teach this lady and talk to her like, why did you stand up? This is how I wanted to do, but inside I was fueling up. My energy was, my blood was already like, the pressure was increasing. I was really like getting to the peak of snapping, but I decided, let me just calm down. If I make a scene in this metro, is it going to resolve a problem? Because if I make a scene in front of all these Chinese people, it's no more resolving to a solution, but it's just showing that, yeah, this is what I told you about blacks, this is what I told you about these people. So I calmed down. I was listening to my inner voice. I was really into my feelings, but I did not resort to snapping or fighting. But at the same time, I was challenged. I'm like, should we confront when people walk away from us? Should we confront? And I was convinced that I needed just to talk to her like, lady, why are you walking away? And as she walked away and stood on the other side of the cabin of the metro, I still saw her that she didn't like put her head up or looked sideways or something. She was still playing with the phone, but she decided to stand up because she didn't want to sit close to me. The question is, did she stand up because I am black, because I am foreigner, or was I smelling? Like, why did you stand up, lady? I still wanted to go back to that cabin and confront this lady, but guys, that will not resolve any problem, right? But I was so much heartbroken. And these are things that happen to us each and every day in China. And from day to day, you're experiencing them and you brush them off and you convince yourself like, this is not so important, but what if it is important? What if we need to stand up and tell people like, you don't need to stand up, go back to the seat, come and sit with me. Now, obviously, we cannot teach people to sit with strangers. If they don't want to sit with you, they just don't want to sit with you. If your mother did not give you enough love to sit with you at home, then it's not the local people's problem. But at the same time, we are asking these questions in our minds. So guys, this is the story. She walked away. I was hurt, but I couldn't really do anything about it because firstly, my assumptions, maybe she stood out for other reason. Maybe I found her at the verge where she was tired of sitting down. Maybe, you get. So you never know why. But when we run to assumptions, we run to conclusions about certain situations, they might not be the truth. And that is the difficulty of life. Sometimes we make conclusions about anything and everything in our lives, but little do we know why do people do certain things. And I'm not convinced that she was racist. I'm not convinced that she walked away from me because I was black, but this is how I felt. I wish she was here and she would tell us her side of the story, but that is a story of another day. Maybe I'll go asking about why do people stand up in the cabin? Why do they stand up? And I've seen, maybe I'm like trying to convince myself like the assumption that I had was wrong, but I just hope that this does not kill my joy that I feel when sharing a cup of tea with other local people or hanging out with other local people. Because at the end of the day, we're all human beings and we are all not perfect, but we need to be together to make, this world a better place. Otherwise, if we walk away from each other, we will never have that unity. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much for this video. Until my next video, stay humble, stay positive, and work hard towards your goals. And bye.